I'm native pride till I die for my people's culture. I'm not the first native rapper, but I won't be the last. Maybe it's me or maybe it's you. Maybe it's the things I see and do. Maybe it's me for the people. Most would say we're indigenous people.
They're Air Native N7s. That's what they are.
So Nike came out with this native shoe, and they said that it was designed for a Native American person. And so they put like a little feather detailing in there and a rainbow, supposedly for respect. And I guess it's marketed to being a larger foot because supposedly Nike tested a bunch of native feet and said that they were larger than the average foot. And we just wanted to ask your opinion on what do you think about the Nike N7?
They all look the same to me.
Man, check it out. Nike doing big things. They finally recognizing the native name.
I feel that it's a proactive approach to try to make a shoe that's appropriate for our people because we do have a wider foot.
I have big feet.
Yeah, that's.
I wear size 9, and I have wide feet, and I have a hard time finding shoes that don't fit right.
Man, them are some big shoes. If you walk through the woods, Bigfoot will come by and go back to all his Bigfoot friends and say, man, there's a damn Bigfoot's out here somewhere.
I like them for one, they're comfortable. You know, I have wide feet and a low arch, so it works for me.
It's a shoe just made for Native Americans, and only Native Americans can buy those shoes through your IHS. So it's not for other people, it's just for us. A shoe made just for us. Kind of cool, huh? You think that's cool? I think it's cool.
On the face of it, it's just sort of an interesting example of a corporation using multicultural imagery and multicultural ideas to basically to do their own public relations, right? It's a story of corporate social responsibility. It's also a story of the commodification of Indian identity.
If I was going to go buy a shoe and I like shoes, I wouldn't go buy those. I wouldn't buy them because they're an Indian shoe.
They did try to incorporate colors that are culturally sensitive to our people.
Oh, let me show you the culturally sensitive parts of my shoe. This supposedly represents the rainbow of life.
As Native Americans, we're sneaky, but with these bright colors, there's no way we can sneak up on each other. Because it takes a native to sneak up on a native, and with these, it's not going to happen.
There are feathers inside there.
That's kind of like an afterthought.
Do you think that's a little like insensitive if you're standing on eagle feathers?
Check it out. You could hang that from your dashboard.
Yes.
Yeah. Like an air freshener.
This means you're single.
Maybe if they were high heels with like some really cute straps and some like rhinestones on them, heck yeah.
They look like grandpa shoes. They're just big and clunky. And I wouldn't run in those things.
Is Nike gonna start making hats with holes in the top for the feathers to stick out too? Next thing you know.
You basically have a reinvigoration of Indianness, not as a political or legal entity, a historical entity, but as a racial entity. And you have this reinvigoration of race for the purpose of marketing. In our society, the market is the bottom line.
Nike, holla at your boy, man. Looking for endorsements, representing the native movement.
They're trying to get to our native people through shoes.
Yeah. They're marketed it's the first shoe in Nike history to be marketed specifically to Native American people or to any ethnic group.
Have they asked any Indians what they thought of it?
It's the story of this multinational corporation doing something, benevolent here in the United States to offset the very poor image they've generated from their labor practices overseas.
It's hard to think anything too positive about Nike considering their human rights violations and their use of probably child labor and stuff like that.
So what they're saying is they're going to stop obesity, like stop you from being obese by wearing those tennis shoes. Is that what they're trying to say?
They're hoping that Native people will
wear those tennis shoes and work out?
Because they're made for Indians specifically, that their obesity levels will go down.
And then diabetes is going to be ameliorated, and
all
the treaties are going to be...
Okay, that's what it is.
Not all Indians are fat.
You'd say 80%.
I don't even want to get into the percent. Some are just big boned.
So we should have big bone shoes.
Sure.
So what they're saying is that by having a shoe that fits well, and that looks Indian somehow or resonates with Indian identity, that people are going to be more motivated to be physically active. They're going to want to get more exercise. They're going to want to tie on their air natives and go out for a run, right? Which is one way of addressing the really, really high rates of diabetes and death from diabetes in Indian country. Another way to think about addressing those issues of health disparities in Indian country would be to look at the extreme disparities in terms of the health care provided to Indian people. IHS, or Indian Health Services, still has one of the lowest rates of per capita funding of any healthcare program in the United States.
I bought these shoes a month ago and I used to only be able to run about 2 miles before my feet start hurting. Now that I got these, I'm almost up to 4 miles. And I figured out the reason why I didn't run over 2 miles is because my other shoes were hurting my feet.
Anything that's going to encourage Indian people to have healthier lifestyles in terms of working out is a good thing. We got to work out.
Work out, eat right, take care of yourself, be active. We have high diabetes, we do. Like, I mean, it doesn't take nothing to walk down the street or walk 2 or 3 blocks a day. We don't need to be, you know, dying from things that we can change and help.
Picture Native people wearing these every day, man. Can you see, man? This is the first step to the 21st century, man.